You ever see these guys? The Steelers Dynasty Podcast. What morons. Bubba is funny, but that Shane guy's a simpleton. Jamie, pull that clip up. Yeah, the Steelers Dynasty one. Can you believe these dumb Steelers? Fans, watch this crap. Yeah, that's it. Look at these two. Wow. You're watching the Steelers Dynasty Podcast with Bubba and Shane. These guys are morons, really dumb, funny, but dumb.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Steelers Dynasty Podcast. Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock. I'm your host, Bubba Brewer. We're going to be talking Steelers football like we always do every Wednesday. Sometimes we get off in extreme conversations. We get in depth. We get into details. I know yesterday Shane had some comments that took me off kilter when it was me, Shane, and Mark, but you never know what Shane's got to do. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome my co-host. He has his show back, West Virginia Mountaineer Mafia. I believe it's Thursday nights at 8 p.m. He can tell you more here momentarily. He's special field correspondent, and he's also the guy that would be like, Bubba, did you like 7 to 8 seasons of losing to get to the Super Bowl kind of guy? So that was a big thing yesterday, and I'm still want a Super Bowl victory. But ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the show our co-host, special field correspondent, Shane Stodmar. Hi, Shane.
Well, Bubba, after saying all that, we know that you don't like dominatrix, where they inflict pain in order to amplify the pleasure.
No, I don't like a lot of pain. That's why I don't have any tattoos, Shane.
I don't either.
I am a pansy. So
I'm doing decisive. You know, I would literally be halfway through the tat and be like, I want to change that shit.
Do you have any tats?
No, none. I have a lot of scars, no tats.
Oh, I do too, because I was clumsy when I was younger, and I'm still clumsy to this day. So yesterday, you know, your little what if scenario has still boggled my mind.
Yeah.
And I'm still very, I don't know if I can handle losing seasons that many.
But the point of it was, Bubba, is would you take relive it, like literally, like because you lived through the 80s,
right?
That's what made that even better in 2004-05 when the Steelers won. You know, and a year. Just think of this: the year before they went 15-1, before they won the Super Bowl the next year. They were 15-1. They were like what the frig happened there? You know.
But it was a major disappointment when we lost to Tom Brady and the Patriots, because I was there, like I said yesterday. Look, we're always competitive, and I believe we will always be competitive. Even when we were bad in the 80s, we were still very competitive. Now, there was a couple games we got blown out, but we were still competitive. We just didn't have all those pieces. So, I mean, I don't know. We got a couple weeks. It's what's today's the 9th. We got, I think, maybe 2 more weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Training camp, and I hope it's not 95 degrees like it has been these last couple days.
Oh, I hope so, too, because like 20 minutes ago, my AC unit just kind of like just decided to, like, the temperature's going up. What's going on?
Oh,
so I have
to God. This year, you've been having some crazy luck with stuff like the.
It is one of those things, you know, it's going to happen. Actually,
it's like Murphy's Law. But I mean, I'm excited for training camp. Yeah. I think I seen they were building some kind of big, huge. I don't know if you've been down to Latrobe or St. Vincent's as of late, but I went by a couple weeks ago, and they were building some kind of huge, looked like a big, huge kind of building. I don't know if it would have been in a complex or something right by the football field. I don't have any idea. I don't know if that's going to be induced for maybe it's going to be a weight room. I don't know, because I don't know.
I know they stay in the old dorm rooms, which is kind of funny because their feet probably hang over the bed, you know?
Well, do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to stay in one of those dorms?
No.
He's going to go first class.
Well, what is first class in Latrobe? You going to stay at the
I don't know.
You know,
I don't know.
I
I
have
don't
2
know.
rooms attached for you. You like very much.
Everybody in the chat, what is your opinion of first class at Latrobe? If you want to stay over,
Yeah.
what would first class be at Latrobe?
I have Arnold Palmer suite for you. You like very much.
Well, I know that well, that's that. You got a nice hat.
Yeah, you do too, Chloe.
Yeah.
You too.
Thanks, Chloe. Gene, VA was Virginia's hot as hell. Yeah. I don't want it to be like super duper hot. When I go down to training camp and it's so hot, it just makes it miserable. I usually go over there by them big giant trees in the shade.
Yeah.
Or I usually go up the steps, and then you can still see players and schematics, but it's too far away to get any type of good video if you're looking to try to look at somebody. So I just go like right by the big trees down there because I always see like the offensive linemen and stuff. So let's get to some comments. And
I got a lot of folks in the chat. That's awesome.
In the chat tonight. You guys hit like and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. We're at almost 420. 420 is a good date for a lot of people. For zone blocking.
Yeah, he has the same kind of like delayed, kind of like wait and then pop through the. Yeah.
I like DLC. I like him. I just want to see more of him. I think we might have a good 1-2 punch. And I think our running attack could be very, very good and very explosive, where I like Najee because we had durability, Shane, with Najee. We always had 1,000 yards, but 1,000 yards in running backs are like me trying to run, I can run a mile in under 8 minutes. You know what I mean? It could be done, not by me, but that was a piss poor analogy. But Najee got 1,000 yards, but he didn't. That was over 17 games, so that's not a good average. He didn't get to 12, 13, 1,400 yards, where we could probably have it this year. You know what I mean? So, hi, George. Okay, we shall see. I think, and before we talk about some conversations, I told Shane before we go into the show tonight, we had a couple topics to go in, and let's get you guys' opinion here on 3 Steelers, okay, that you do not see making it to opening day. 3 Steelers right now in any position that's a Steeler now that you do not see making it to the opening day. And I'll check the thing. Shane, do you have any offhand? Do you have any
one that just hits? I mean, you have we talked about we talked about the tight end situation. And Connor Hayward is not going to be.
That is the one that I agree with you, and I maybe in the chat, the 3 people that I got that won't make opening day, and one was tight end Connor Hayward.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I think his natural position is like fullback, and Arthur Smith, I could see maybe putting him in there as a traditional lead blocker. Okay. Because that's what Arthur Smith is known for, kind of that having a lead blocker, using the tight ends as, getting to the edge.
Right.
It just seemed like he was going to have a career season last year. But with Jonnu Smith coming in, man, it just seems like there's just an anvil over Connor Hayward's head.
Okay, and I agree with you on that. I think Connor, even though his brother's not going to save him this time, I believe he's going to be cut. George put Mark Robinson, the linebacker.
Yeah.
And George T got Patterson. I don't think Patterson's going to make the team either. He's 34 years old. he was doing good in that game against the Colts, and he got hurt, and he hasn't. He's just Kenneth Gainwell will make a difference, and it all depends on who's going to be returning kicks and punts, And George also said Connor. Now, Corey Davis, thank you for tuning in from Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah,
he's got a quick question. Oh, wow. God bless you.
Man, how did he find us? Did he find us because Mark? We have an Australian.
He's probably Mark's cousin.
Probably Mark's relative. They're all related.
Yep. And we appreciate you guys from down under. Akadaka and burgers.
Chicken burgers.
Chicken burgers. So what first-year player are you looking forward to see at Latrobe, Shane?
I would have to say, oh my gosh. Well, is it going to be Caleb? Or, well, he's not a first-year player, but I want to see Aaron. But
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, that's I want to see DK, man, with some of those. But Caleb would be my seeing that his running style. He's physical, played in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
Will Howard is another guy. Like to see what he has. He's had an interesting career. He's been a journeyman in college, playing in the I think the Big 12, and then moving on to Ohio State. So first off, too, I would like to see Rogers. I would like to see Metcalf and that chemistry between those two. That is the first thing that I am going to be looking for when I go to Latrobe, to see that chemistry, and I want to see the chemistry that Rogers has with his receivers. I want to see how Rogers can command the offense, and the presence of him on the field is something, and that says a lot. That's going to say a lot because they haven't had that in so many years, where a quarterback presence, even in Latrobe, is significant. But who else? Definitely Harmon, Black. You know who this is a sleeper, is the Burnett, Mark Bruner's kid. That's a sleeper. Yeah.
And I want to see how Roman Wilson and Rogers interact. And there's so many, though. So, I mean, this is a good question. I mean, there's a lot of people in a Steeler uniform right now that we haven't seen. So this training camp is going to be super huge.
Mm-hmm.
So, and DLC said Sebastian. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That he could be. Do you think he could be competing with Beanie Bishop for that? Him and Beanie going against each other, maybe.
Oh, I think Castro is more of an outside guy. I have to look at what Castro is. I don't know.
And I think one more cut would be Lear, the defensive end. He hasn't been producing any. He might be cut too. And Z said he's ready for Jack. There are so many guys.
Now, Jack Sawyer, guys, he was a great college player, but every it's kind of like James Harrison. James Harrison, and God bless, I hope he doesn't hear this and get pissed, and not that he's going to come after me.
Well, he might.
Well, he's. I was just texting someone that knows him, like really, like sees him on a weekly basis. I was just texting that guy today, but no, seriously, James Harrison had that. He's low center of gravity, getting low, just bull rush, just so strong.
I just watched a video with James Harrison and Kiesel. Was where they were talking, and they were saying that he's over. He was 6 foot. James Harrison is not 6 foot, but Harrison had his arm. He would have his arm underneath and have that leverage.
And have that leverage because he was just so strong. Because I think Jack Sawyer has that type of technique. And guys, I'm not a coach. Okay, me and Bubba played high school ball for a team that had football for 4 fucking years.
Yeah, I had my senior year. We had 21 guys on the team, or 24, and 3 of us didn't show up to practice. It was 21.
Yeah, but no, Jack Sawyer. I'm interested in seeing how that translates. And I said the same thing about Beanie Bishop last year. I want to see how that translates because there were some questions on some shortcomings Beanie has. First of all, his size, and also he's really physical. And will they call that in the NFL? I mean, not that they don't call, but like from Big 12 to Big 10, it's a different game in college. Well, it's a damn different game from college to the NFL. I want to see if that translates for Jack Sawyer. Omar Khan seems to think it will. So, let's figure it out. Let's see if the Jack Sawyer is the stud or is he a dud?
Well, he might get a lot of playing time because if he doesn't sign, if number 90 doesn't sign, Jack's going to get a lot of playing time.
Yeah, the rumor is what I'm hearing is it's not going well.
Oh,
negotiations.
Well, he wants that. He wants to get that more money than Myles Garrett.
But I hate to say it. Now, if you're from Pittsburgh, you know what we're talking about. And for you folks that aren't in Pittsburgh, there's a grocery store called Giant Eagle. Okay, it's like a Kroger or a Food Lion or that shit. But listen, they have fuel perks at the gas station. If you buy certain groceries, you get less. It costs less on gas. You get 3 cents off, 10 cents off, whatever. And them giving, TJ Watt a fuel perks card with like maybe $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 worth of fuel perks, that's not going to cut it. I thought it was going to work. It didn't work. Sorry.
Well, I was listening, of course, coming, home from work, Madden had a Steeler expert on, and, they said they have the money to pay him. They have the money to pay him $40 million. They have the money. Okay. But also too, they brought up the 2 sacks and then 5 games, at the end of the season last year. And, he's going to be 31. And if he's going to make a stance he wants that non-quarterback position. He wants to make big money. He wants to be number 1 for how long? I don't know, because somebody else will come in and overtake that, I'm sure.
We've had this conversation before in chat. Listen, hear me out. Back when Emmitt Smith was running back, running backs were the premier thing. That's where you put if you took your Powell money, you slid it over in front of your running back, you slid it in front of your quarterback, maybe your left tackle. That's where your money went. Now, it's harder to get an outside linebacker that has the talent of TJ Watt than it is to get a receiver. Receivers are a dime a dozen.
Right, I agree with that.
Had a catch in the Super Bowl. Juju. Because AB was getting covered, they threw it to him. Wide receivers don't make the kind of money they used to because they're a dime a dozen. Running backs are now a dime a dozen. And yeah, Derrick Henry's a freak and he's a different level, but you could kind of go 2 years with the same running back and then kind of rinse and repeat. But to get a good defensive player or a good cornerback, those guys they're hard to find. And same with good offensive linemen.
To find a good to find a good tackle, an all-pro tackle is very, very hard.
So, replacing TJ, it's great to say, oh yeah, we'll just, find someone else. And, on the show a few weeks ago, we both were talking about if they were going to do the hard reset, you kind of push that red button and pull the plug for 30 seconds.
I had people egging my house.
Yeah.
They were fucking throwing eggs at my house when we had that a couple weeks ago. I had to wash all the eggs off, and people were having pitchforks because I said something about the Watt thing, and I know I had a hot take with the Aaron Rodgers jersey and us going to the Super Bowl. I believe, and I've been watching a lot of stuff like the Steelers. Our defense is look. Our defense right now on paper is, but the run defense hurt us in the playoff game. So I think we corrected that. We're okay. I think we are a better defense than the Ravens. Definitely better than every video I watched got Cleveland in last place. I watched another video last night that had the Steelers in second place with the Ravens. Now the Ravens in everybody's video, they had the Ravens number 1, which I don't like, and I'm not going to take that anyway. But they had Cincinnati at number 2nd from the bottom, and the Steelers were moving up on this one video because of these guys just make videos, you know what I mean? And I don't know if they're they're just football fans. But I think now with Jalen Ramsey, it's TJ Watt. Signing TJ Watt will make the difference. If TJ sits or does whatever or gets angry or whatever, and like you said, it doesn't look good, and it's a battle between back and forth on he said, she said. I don't want that. I don't want to him sitting. He doesn't need to sit any game this year because every game is going to be very important.
Well, you said it last week or Tuesday, 11 losses to 1 win when you have him in the game. So
where do you draw the line?
He wants to get more than Garrett.
He's an impact player. But also, too, he gets this money. He's got to produce. He has to get over that hump. He has to get a playoff victory. Well, actually, he has to. The only time he in the playoffs, Kansas City game, he got that touchdown in the first quarter, and then he was invisible. So you can't have that. You cannot. He can't be invisible in any down or any game this year because he is 31, wear and tear. You know what I mean? Like, he's got to sign. Now, we can keep talking about this and, say the end of August, he ain't fucking signed yet. We got Houston, we got a problem.
When does the Yinzer Nation start getting a little irritated with old TJ?
I think the fans won't. Because he's so well loved. I don't think they will. I think it's going to be the media. The Pittsburgh media will.
Yeah.
Mark Madden's already, you know how Madden is. But I believe it would be the media. But also, too, he has to make an impact if he does sign. And so what's he going to get? 40 million.1? Oh, hey, Randy.
Randy's right. Randy's spot on. Hey, Mark, your cousin was on here. What was the guy's name?
His name was Corey Davis.
Yeah,
from Melbourne, Australia.
Kind of far from where.
I don't know how. Maybe they're neighbors.
Mark.
Good day. Maybe they're neighbors. But I think he's just going to get. I think somebody said today to pay him $50 million a year. Yeah, the guy, the Steeler.
I'll do my
guy that Mark was talking to. $50 million. Whoo! That's his cousin. That's his cousin.
Oh, no shit.
Wow. Is that how they spell cousin over there?
Yeah.
Oh. Melbourne is far. You can't throw bread out there and get a bread trail.
That's where you start Crocs and shit.
Yeah, I'm excited. Look, man, I'm excited though. And there was a comment about these young receivers. I right here, DLC got that Rock Taylor. Now you're a college guy.
Yeah.
Now that Rock Taylor, he had some flash of brilliance. I see.
Well, Sean Williams has ties to IUP because
really.
Kurt Cignetti was Frank Cignetti's son. Kirk Cignetti went to played for WVU.
Okay.
Was a coach at IUP. Was assistant coach at IUP. And then his dad went to Indiana as the head coach, and he recruited Kayshawn Williams to be a receiver when he moved.
So do you? Out of one of these two right here, which one do you think could make it on the Steelers in any type of? Hey, look, practice squad, whatever, just making a team.
I'm not as familiar with because I haven't seen him play.
Okay.
I have to look up where he played ball.
I think it was Memphis.
He's definitely that quick twitch guy, little short, if I remember correctly.
He got compared to AB. That's the only reason why I remember him.
He's like real crisp routes, great hand.
Uh-huh.
The other guy's a little bit lankier, a little bit leggier. So they're apples and oranges. It depends on it depends on Wilson. If Wilson performs, then one of those guys is probably
one of those two could probably beat Scotty Miller out.
Oh, absolutely. Both those guys will.
Okay. Mark says fans are too caught up in the money. Just pay the man. I don't know if he's worth $50 million a year, though.
Well,
that would be the highest. 40.1.
Would you do the TJ tax? Like, okay, Bubba, you buy a Steelers hat, it's going to be $2 extra for the TJ tax. You go to, you're going down to the stadium, you get a terrible towel. It's no longer $7, it's $9 for the TJ tax. Would you pay the TJ tax?
It's only $2.
Yeah, I would.
It's only $2. Yeah. Hi, Roberta.
We got everybody in the house. Corey.
I know back. Everybody. I couldn't see Connor making the practice squad.
If they'll cut him, they won't keep him on the practice squad. I don't think he would want to be on the.
Well, hey, his brother would be like, "Hey guys, just keep my brother, man. Just keep him around."
That's pretty much what probably is going to happen.
Yeah. Yep. He was Memphis guy. Mark says, just to prove my point, it's not our money. Yeah, when it's not our money, we can spend it, man. Fucking $100 million a year, man. But when he does sign, we shall see. I think there's, like I said, there's a lot of players coming to camp that I think this year is more in depth with different players than any time that I can remember of wanting to see these players in camp that will make an impact. I think everybody that I put on the thumbnail is going to make an impact. And I put Roman Wilson on the thumbnail for this show tonight because they also were talking about Robert Woods being number 2, but even though they said Calvin Austin, and Calvin Austin has to step up. What's that about?
This TJ talk, and then we'll put it to bed because you could talk about it tonight.
No, because the TJ talk's going to be talking until he signs and when he signs.
Well, I put this out 2 hours ago, and I'll read it to everyone here.
Okay, go ahead.
Our fans are so smart; they don't need to read; they just know it.
It's subliminal.
No, I'm joking, guys. So as training camp continues to draw closer, Steelers and superstar pass rusher TJ Watt still have yet to work out a contract. Okay, we all know that. While it doesn't seem to be on the table right now, here's some concerns beginning to rise about the situation. Watt is one of the best. He's the best defensive player in the NFL.
Right.
He has dominated opposing offenses for years. Steelers cannot afford to lose him. That being said, he's wanting to get paid handsomely. Pittsburgh clearly wants to keep Watt in town. It's also apparent that Watt's first choice would be to remain with the Steelers. I think that's all shit we already know. But
right.
Schefter's response says scenario of Watt holding out in the regular season if the two sides can't come to an agreement, which we were talking about. Yes. So that's a long way away, is what Schefter's saying.
Okay, so like he said, if it gets to September 8th, it's a problem.
Right, and that's exactly what you said. So, I just want to kind of wrap that up. We're not the only ones just saying that shit. This is what's being reported from Adam Schefter, and he usually has a pulse on what's going on. But don't worry until it's time to worry. Just like in Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze said, When do we stop being nice? They ask him. He's like, we're nice until it's time not to be nice. And that's exactly what the Steelers front office is probably saying.
Yeah, and Corey's probably right. He is waiting. And also too, maybe Cincinnati doesn't trickle up that money for maybe
Corey,
they don't.
Yeah, you need to pay Watt now because it's going to be more. Like if you would have took care of the situation last year before Myles Garrett did, then you would be good. But
that was he was a scout. He was he started in the 70s. He was 80 some years old. He passed away yesterday, and yesterday was the birthday, 92 years. And good old the Chief. I think the Chief bought the Steelers yesterday. We were talking about that for $2,500. I think he bet on some horses, and that's how he got the money.
Yeah,
it was horse race.
New York at Saratoga Springs. He bet on some ponies, won some money, bought the Steelers for $2,500, which was the equivalent of $60,000 today. In today's
God, like I said yesterday, like to buy the Steelers for $2,500, if you could go back in time, with Biff and that sports almanac, and you could go back in time and buy the Steelers for $2,500. Jesus God Almighty!
Hey,
but also too, they had 42 years. They were the laughing stock.
Yeah, I can't do Peter Griffin, but listen, guys. In order to pay bills, I need you to smash the thumbs up button. That's the thing that looks like this, and click the notification tab so that you know when we're gonna go live, which is every freaking Wednesday.
9 o'clock. This is the 62nd episode of me and Shane together on the Steelers Dynasty Podcast when I reformed it because it was other stuff. And when I started doing Steeler Talk in 2018 in some kind of format, and when I started, it was a 45-minute show with 15-minute segments of wrestling, pulp culture, and Steelers. It was all on one on SoundCloud, Shane. So on SoundCloud, and I was averaging I don't know if that means anything. I was averaging 100 views on SoundCloud every time I did a show, but that don't mean shit. You know what I mean? We're very, very close on the YouTube stuff. So let's see here.
And also, if you're a first-time watcher, we do live watch parties during the game.
Yes, and sometimes we don't have our TVs simultaneously, and Shane will know 10 seconds before me. And it's quite the adventure.
Yeah.
60K to $5.3 billion. Like, oh my God, could you imagine? Like, but also too, the Chief wanted to win. Like he suffered all those decades.
40 years he suffered.
All those decades he suffered and suffered and suffered and fired coaches and thought this coach was the answer and these players were good. And he made a trade. I think he got Bobby Lane, and Bobby Lane was a drunk, coming from Detroit. And I think they got to the playoffs. I think that was their first winning season, I think, in the 50s, and then the 60s came. And then, Chuck Noll's first year, he won this first game, and then he lost the rest of every single one of them. Now, you sent me a video.
I did.
What was that video about? Explain it to the people.
It's It's a little documentary. I think it's 20 minutes long. It's about how the Steelers started their empire, and it had Bradshaw on the thumbnail. So, it should be a fun watch.
Yeah, because what was the thing yesterday that Mark had with was it the forging the what was that? Forging the steel?
That was the women's bathroom in the on the left side of Three River Stadium when you take a left past the pro.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It looked like a steel mill, but actually,
what's going on? What's up, Steeler Nation? We're talking Steelers football. That's what we're talking about. And thanks for popping on, and we do appreciate it. This community here is something else. We also, we work well with the Steelers Nation Australia.
Yep.
If you guys haven't subscribed to that, please do. And I'm
going to see if I can find
that. See, you know what happened? StreamYard got all this goddamn crazy shit now. Now it's not straight. It's this way. God damn it. Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, this is, ladies and gentlemen, Steelers Nation Australia.
Yep.
And also, we are on Sportsvival. If you live in the Pittsburgh area and you like all your Pittsburgh sports, we're the only podcast that talks Steelers football. And they talk Pirates, Penguins, Pitt, Wrestling, they do it all. JT Toth, our draft guru. He'll probably be on when we do our picks, because we do picks for the upcoming season of the Steelers where we go game by game. I usually go 15-2 and stuff like that, if you guys know me. Shane's pretty much the realist. I'm the diehard. I live vicariously, have my weeks and whatever. So let's get to some more people. Patricia, I still got your hat. I didn't forget. I just been so, there's not enough time in a day to get stuff done. I was going to mow grass today and I didn't get that shit done either. My grass is high.
Hola. Oh, the chart last night of the drafts. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this pod, we're not the Steeler podcast that we're just fans that like to talk. You're not going to get the X's and O's here. You're just going to get well, God damn it, they should have ran up the gut, and God damn it, they should have threw the ball quicker.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to get here in this one. You're going to get Steelerisms, Yinzerisms, Western Pennsylvania culture right here.
It's Steves and flows, not X's and O's. It's just like you can't even remember your fucking name.
I couldn't make a play up if I wanted to, because you know I'd always, even in Madden, I played 5 wide. Like I'm always, running up the gut.
And we're like throwbacks. We're like, that big Pollock kid, the kid with the lazy eye. You're the one they threw the football. That's who we're talking.
He wants to know if we draft that Penn State. I hope not.
What's his name?
I don't want him.
You know what? Here's the thing. When the Steelers draft someone from Pennsylvania,
it's not good.
It doesn't turn out well.
Uh-uh.
They do good with what was it like Southwest Mississippi State, where they got Stallworth, or
Louisiana Tech. Just go down south.
That was where they got. That's where they got Bradshaw. But
yes.
So guys,
I don't think that kid from Penn State,
Drew Eller. I didn't even look it up. I'm proud.
I don't think he's.
I saw him last year.
I don't think he's a number one core. I don't think he's going to be drafted in the first round. I don't think he's that good for that. And
if you don't watch college football, this is the year to watch the quarterbacks, the top 10 quarterbacks, catch a game here and there, because this will affect the Steelers next 10 years.
Well, let's put it this way, hypothetically. If the Steelers win a playoff game, okay, because if he wins a playoff game, he might not want to. He might not want to hang it up, and he might have one more year.
He won't hang it up. He'll come back, and the Steelers will come back. If he wins a playoff game, he'll be able to come back.
But also too, just having him and mentoring somebody that they do draft next year is still a big thing.
But what about Will Howard? Is he going to get it? You think? I don't think he's starting quarterback material. No one seems to think he is.
He could be. He could be.
I think that
he won a national championship. I mean, he can't be. He just got to get an opportunity, and we'll see him in training camp. We'll see him in exhibition. He's going to get. But also too, he's going to be playing with the third squad. He's not going to be playing with he's not going to be throwing the ball to DK Metcalf.
Yeah, he's going to be throwing the ball to the kids that just barely didn't make it onto the struggle bus. These are the
right.
But
Loudermilk might not make it either.
Loudermilk won't make a big hurt. No, good call.
You get the F. Yeah, I do say it. I do say it. I do swear a lot.
Let's talk about some serious Pittsburgh breaking news. Okay, I'll talk right to the camera. Guys, a Steelers legend is no longer going to be with us, and it's not named Rooney. It's called the Riverboat. And Bubba, are you going to?
Oh, I know. Let's talk to that, and then I'll get to the questions here in the chat. Yeah, I mean. Ladies and gentlemen, at all my Steeler parties, I would go to this grocery store called Bilo.
Milo.
in Indiana, Pennsylvania, and
Milo.
I got to put my hat back on.
Mm-hmm.
And I would get, it's a riverboat hoagie, and it's off the screen. That's how big it is. It's off the screen. $10. $10. I would buy two for 20-some dollars, and I would cut them up for my Steeler parties.
Yep.
And they were the cat's meow. Now I don't know what I'm going to do, but for parties now. Steeler parties, any parties. I mean, the riverboats are gone.
They're not coming back.
They're not coming back in my area. Like
Milo
I drove by it today. It's like a fucking ghost town. It's closed now. It's closed. Hey, Afton, how you doing? So I mean, like I went in and got 4 pounds of fucking deli meat for $3 though.
Yeah, well, they're closed now. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I mean, that lady was like jumping in line. It was like the end of apocalypse. Like she was like, it's my turn. I'm like, lady, I don't have much to do tonight. But I was in line. Just to let you know. She's like, I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna smack.
I mean, I didn't want to bitch slap her, but I mean, some turkey, we're gonna knuckle up. You know,
but no, like seriously, when you like, this is the stuff we really get into when we're watching Steelers games. Like, what are you eating? What are you drinking? And how where's your anxiety level? That's what we talk about.
Well, my anxiety level is very high with your hypothetical situation last night. Like
7 years of losing.
No. Oh wait, there's a Bilo. Oh, that's all. Oh, there's a Bilo in Northern Cambria.
Yeah.
Okay, Craig. Wow.
Oh, really?
Jimmy John's. I never had a Jimmy John's.
Yeah, Jimmy John's. Well, here's the thing, Tyrone. Jimmy John's is expensive. This was like a steal. Like you got a sub that was like that big around.
I can't even get my hand on the screen. That's how big that's how the riverboats were. Like I'm in. If you can see my hand is in Shane's face right now.
So listen. So chat. I know we're off a freaking tangent, but we'll get back on track. Jimmy John's or Jersey Mike's? 1 for Jimmy John's, 2 for Jimmy John's. In the chat, hit us up.
I did, Afton. No, I'm good. I just been hyper lately. I don't know why. I'm just so. My job sucks.
And
this is what I do. I mean, it is what it is. You know, in 2 weeks, like I think that Wednesday, I think the 23rd, I don't have a calendar, but I think the Wednesday, I think I will smoke down to Latrobe, try to do something real quick, and then haul ass back to the house. Oh, on game days. Oh, yeah. Yeah, game days are rough.
They're rough.
Yeah, because I got a plan. I've taken every Steeler game off that I work this year. And I told you that's just how it is. But I do got to order, and I don't know where to order the Aaron Rodgers jersey. I'm gonna look, and check it out. I got to price them yet, but I will. Oh, okay. I will get that jersey, like I said, because that was a hot take. Me getting a jersey and us winning the Super Bowl. I'm going to go with that, and that's the way it's going to be. But I am excited for all these new players coming. I think the secondary could be a little better. Do you think the secondary right now on paper is better than they were last year?
Absolutely. The only thing that I was kind of thinking, backtracking.
Prayers. Yep.
Yeah. And the only thing that I have been thinking is I'm a big Bishop Mark. You know that.
I know you are. And a Frazier Mark.
You got a guy, you're paying a good bit of money, and he can play multiple positions. We'll talk about Ramsey.
Uh-huh.
You're somewhat okay with Trice and Bishop playing in that role there. I mean, was that money well spent? We'll find out when we see this guy play. But then I've heard other videos of folks just singing the praises of Ramsey, and he's the second coming of Christ, and how fantastic he is. So we'll see. We'll see when rubber meets the road. And
well, I mean, We have to stop Cincinnati. We have to crush T. Higgins and Chase and shut them down. So hopefully TJ signed and then giving Burrows a headache. I don't know what quarterback's playing for Cleveland, and I really don't even care. So let me get to some comments here. Go Steelers. What's making me mad about the Pirates is Paul Skeens has an ERA of like 1.5 and got nobody helping him out.
4-7. Yeah,
it's just
I don't watch baseball.
Well, you know what? He's leaving anyway. That fucking Bob Nutting is a fucking douchebag.
He's wiping his tears on Olivia Nunn's bum. So who cares? He's like,
okay, Big Hurt. Hopefully you're right. I like to see TJ get 23, 22.5 is a tie, and everybody hates ties. 23 is the answer, and 23. I want TJ Watt when he does sign to be stronger at the end of the season. Get about 6 to 8 sacks. Okay. God bless you, dear.
Yeah, I told Afton I heard a 7-day fast helps with kind of like with that inflammation in your intestines.
I'm sure I don't eat right either. I had some hot sausage. I went to Dairy Queen. I had a blizzard.
Hot sausage, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know. I need to eat right. I went to the gym. I did. I went to box a little bit. That or a Dodger.
Yeah, they need a coach.
5? Okay, I'd just go 23 just to beat it, but
Boy, we can't keep up the chats tonight.
I can't. I'm trying.
No, don't go too fast. Getting hyped and psyched is the way to be. The main reason I was a big Coach Cowher. You'd love me coaching little kids basketball. I screamed like.
Do you remember? I remember Cowher's first game, and he faked that punt. Like he was a riverboat gambler his first game ever as a Steeler coach. Like I look, I love people's intensity when when he's doing that, getting Greg Lloyd's face on the sidelines. You know what I mean? And because Chuck Noll was not like that.
No.
Chuck Noll was only hyper when he fucking wanted to kick fucking Jerry Glanville's ass. That was the only time that the Emperor was, you know what I mean? And I think he grabbed him and he pointed at him and stuff. Like, I mean, he was always very quiet. He was very smart. He liked classical music. You ever see him when he was doing the conducting? Chuck Noll. Did you ever see that? No?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, Chuck Noll was very smart, man. Very smart. Ooh. God bless. Ice cream is.
Yeah, ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any issues. Tammy's allergic to eggs, and she has gluten. And I know I said this numerous times on every podcast I've been doing.
Hot chicken.
Yeah.
Sheet chicken?
She can't. No, she can't. She's allergic to eggs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she has to wash her hands. And it's crazy.
Like hives?
Sometimes she might break out.
She get itchy if you start clucking at her.
I don't know. I don't know.
Guys, I'm sorry. Got some Mike's in the house. Mike, he says, what's he say here? Here's the biggest problem. They gave Tomlin a 3-year extension, set the franchise back a decade, and
I guarantee who's coming out of this after this comment. Mike, I guarantee the Aussie from Down Under's coming, brother.
He is
Holy Dooley University's coming.
Mark, but he is a huge Mike Tomlin fan.
Yeah. We do Tuesday nights, and
we
from Steelers Nation Australia. I
Bubba
tell you what,
to fire Tomlin last year, beginning of the season.
No, I thought Tomlin, the way he was playing, he was going to be like a candidate for Rookie of the Year.
Well, we kind of changed as the season went on. We did. He's doing a good job, and then we're back to kind of like, well, if you shit can't, it's not going to hurt my feelings.
Well, I just think, like I said yesterday, to keep a team competitive like he has takes a lot, and the Steelers have been competitive for his, you know what I mean, winning seasons, not winning Super Bowls, not winning playoff games, but winning games. It's still very hard in the NFL. And I'm sure there's comments here that I got to get caught up with.
He knows me. Okay, so Corey Davis is saying Steelers have their best or worst. I think they can do 12-5. That's the ceiling, and the worst 8-9. I think that's pretty accurate, Corey.
I like the 12-5, Corey. I like the 12-5.
Where I would put them.
I'm not going 8-9 because I'm going Super Bowl. I'm going Super Bowl bound.
Before the trade, I had them 10 wins at the top.
Yeah, he's coming. I know he's coming somewhere. I got to get to
there.
There he is. Yep, there. I knew he's there. I got to get his. That comment right there, ladies and gentlemen, is not true. He is only saying that because that's just how he is. But that he's the most positive Steeler fan I know. He loves Tomlin.
Do you want to go?
He has every right to. He has every right to.
Over an hour tonight, or I can go over an hour if you want, but it makes it hard to kind of.
I don't know. We'll see.
I
can cut it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we go over an hour.
No longer. I'm going to take a pee break. I'll be back.
Oh, okay, Shane. Thanks for telling me. Oh my God. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. Steelers fans since 2000. Wait, what? 2022? 3 years? I like that they be 12-5, but you've only been a Steeler fan for 3 years. Wow. Well, thanks for coming, though.
I hear that. That's a rough 3 years to be a Steelers fan.
2000.
That's a rough time to be a Steelers fan.
2000. Well, Afton's going a little bit more, 13-4. Ooh, I like that.
She has a lower threshold and a higher ceiling, so let's see.
Oh, geez. Oh, ouch.
What would that do to Mark? Well, if he went to Cincinnati, Mark could have a nervous breakdown.
He's not. He's going to retire a Steeler, and he's just that's what he's going to be.
Fox.
Wow, Mike. Okay. Mediocrity and failing is Tomlin. Okay. I mean, we're going to get. I mean, he hasn't won a playoff game, so we're going to get people that. But you know what, guys? You're allowed to have your opinion. And on this show,
I'm not.
You know what I mean?
I love him, and I feel like there's been times where he's just laid an egg, like coaching wise, from a more of like a strategic.
I just feel that when he had the Killer Bees, and I go back to that Jacksonville loss, 45-42. That was a good. We had a good fucking team, and that should have never happened. I remember, and we beat Kansas City in the playoff game, and AB, had his Facebook Live in the locker room. You should have never fucking done that. Was the start right there of AB's fucking attitude or whatever. Tomlin should have kicked his fucking ass because you had Mike Tomlin on a Facebook Live. It's like, we're going up to New England and we're going to kick their ass. Well, if that ain't locker room material, you know what I mean? Like that, AB should have never done that because what's in the locker room is sacred. You don't be doing a goddamn Facebook Live like that. That was just his ego, and Tomlin should have just took him in a room and just beat the living bejesus out of him. That's just my opinion.
I just got this thing. It's like top fans. It tells you top fans on the channel. And Daredevil's number 1, George is number 2, Chloe's number 3 right now.
Yeah, Mark's and ladies and gentlemen, Mark has been a fan since I think 2005, I believe.
No, it's just for who's participating tonight in the chat. Everybody's killing it, man. Thank you.
Okay. Randy's still on the ship. There you go.
Yeah. But who are you going to find to replace him though? Right now,
Nobody. I mean, nobody right now. He's got. Look, they have spent this off season putting pieces together in a situation to try to build this Super Bowl contending team. They got a piece from here. It's like it's like a Steeler Frankenstein monster.
They lose. Ooh.
Yeah. Playoffs. Yeah, I mean,
Fire, bad. Fire.
59 years. Oh my God. Yeah, in about 3 weeks, or well, the 29th of July, I'll be 54 years old. So I'll be 5 years younger than the Cincinnati Bengals never winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, in 40 years, it's going to be the 40th anniversary of when the Cahoga River caught on
I've
fire.
seen the end of Knoll, the end of Cower. Well, every one of these coaches are going in the Hall of Fame. I mean, well, two of them are in there. Tomlin's going in the Hall of Fame. It's just a shame that, but also too, I mean, I love Cower, but Cower's AFC Championship losses were not good. You know, the Chargers, like I said last night, Denver. You know, that was, I think he was 3-5 or something. You know, and Tomlin had to compete against. Well, and Cower had to compete against New England. New England was our kryptonite. There was no way, and the only time that we got through New England is Ben beat Tom Brady his rookie season, and then we beat him when Brady got hurt. We didn't have to go through. We steamrolled over New England because Brady wasn't around. Brady was our Achilles, you know.
I want to ask a question. We're going to go down a rabbit hole, but it's a good one.
Okay.
You guys have to tell me if this is fake news or real news. I'm putting it up right now.
They're doing a Netflix Steelers show with Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. And how excited are you guys?
Holy shit. I think he'll be gone before then because that's a long time. I know I'll be gone. In 2045, I don't know where the hell I'll be. These will be archived. It'll be like Planet of the Apes. They'll be okay. Uh-oh. No, Mark's comparing to how the Cincinnati Bengals can't win nothing in 59 years. That's the only that's all he's saying. There's no comparison. He just says Mark hates the Cincinnati Bengals so much it's a disdain. What is that? Is that wrestling or something? Or is that Marvel
anime stuff?
Oh, geez.
I made the mistake of looking up if Anthrocon was here, the furry thing, and that shit pops up because I didn't want to go.
Oh, the McFlurries are coming. Yes, Randy, I've said that the Steelers have been competitive. I mean, they've been competitive every year under Tomlin. Okay, so things have happened where they lost to Cleveland in that playoff game. You know what I mean? I mean, that was bad. That was so bad. That first quarter was just, god awful. Well, there's not really, I don't know. I mean, oh, thanks. I know Belichick. I mean, it was bad. I mean, Belichick, who couldn't, not too many people could beat Belichick was a coach. But you know what? Here's where I'll go off on a tangent real quick. Bill Belichick, as a coach of the Cleveland Browns, got his ass kicked by the Steelers all the time.
They had Nick Saban and Bill Belichick, and they couldn't win.
Yeah. Yep.
Nick Saban, the one of the best, or probably the best college football coaches ever.
Uh-huh.
And they couldn't win. And Bill Belichick together.
2002, I think Mark said he was a fan. Yeah, I don't know how it works either.
No, we're
Yeah,
Really?
I seen Bradshaw's last game, Mike. I don't know how old you are, but like I said, I'm 54, but I couldn't watch a lot of games due to the fact that my dad wanted to watch Clint Eastwood and John Wayne when I was a kid, so I had to listen to it on the radio. Fire the coach, gets you 11 wins. Tomlin don't have to build IKEA because he can hire somebody.
Yeah, he makes enough
I
money.
can't even fucking build an IKEA furniture, and I worked at Renton Center one time.
Bubba, we can't spell IKEA.
I don't even what IKEA is. I couldn't even do an IKEA coffee table.
It's out by Ross.
Oh, I remember that game, that Tebow game. You know what though? Look. You know, and they had the greatest defensive coordinator, Dick LeBeau. That was a Dick LeBeau defense, and I believe that they, they tried to stop his running ability, and he passed on him. I don't know. And then Ryan Clark, I don't think he couldn't play up there because his he was sick. Yeah. And this is crazy too. I could have sworn that the fucking whistle blew when Tebow threw that fucking touchdown. I could have swore, but I know I was drinking at the time because I was getting a beer, and all of a sudden the game was over. And I'm like, I heard a whistle blow, but yeah, that was. I mean, it happens. You know, it just it happens. Look,
every time I hear whistle blow, I think it's too short.
And you got to remember, if it wasn't for, Ben making that tackle and fucking Vander, the kicker from the Colts, missing that fucking thing, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That was bad. And that was Cowher going to Seattle. That might have never happened. There was a God that day that said, God bless the Steelers. Big Ben, that was the immaculate tackle. Yeah. And then he missed that field goal. So
Vanderjack's legend.
And Coach Cowher would have never got a ring. You know what I mean? Because then they went to Denver and pounded on Jake the Snake. But what about if Big Ben didn't? What if it could have? Well, I mean, if I was 140 pounds, I'd be a ballet dancer, but that ain't happening. So.
Well, we still call you Twinkle Toes.
Oh yeah, I remember Kent Graham. That was bad.
Mike Taylor.
Yeah, that was bad. And it was that one game they played the Ravens. It was all field goals. Tomlin showed.
So let's pull up the calendar real quick. What's the game you're most excited for?
Well, besides the Ravens game, because that's the game. The first game against the Ravens is going to be a revenge because of what we saw at the playoffs for me. I'm excited for the Jets game. I think Justin Fields has been talking shit but it's probably an AI report because I can't believe anything anymore.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at it. I'm telling you, I think.
Wait, Mike. Hold up, Mike. Hold up. But he doesn't have to be an American to be a Steeler fan. Mike.
You guys are getting too sensitive.
Yeah, you're getting and Mark's a good dude.
You have to be American like football. But go
ahead. I mean, he's a Steeler fan in a country where football is not.
That's hard.
It's Mark. Watching Steelers football at his house and not being able to have like 5 or 6 guys go to a bar. You know what I mean? And,
Anyways, hey, pull up the schedule here I have. Bob, did you see it?
Oh, okay. Yes, I do.
So let's discount these preseason nonsense, okay?
I'm not worried. That's crap.
More than any of these preseason games, guys, because I really.
Well, we are because we got to get practicing.
I think
I want to see these young guys.
This year more than ever, you want to see what you have.
Well, I always circle the Patriots because I hate them.
You think that's a big game for you?
Yeah, it's always a big game playing the New England Patriots because it's the New England Patriots and I hate them. And we should have beat them the last 2 times, and we didn't.
Would you rather doing this?
Oh God, here we go.
Show would rather. You ready for would rather? It's
okay.
Easy. Would you rather have these 3 preseason games or just have 1 preseason game and 1 more regular season game?
I'd rather have 4 preseason games because I think you're going to see a lot of younger players get an opportunity. I think the NFL is trying to, you know what I mean? You got 17 games plus if you're in the playoffs, you know what I mean? Remember, they used to play 14 games. I mean, and they used to play Sundays and have a Monday night game. I hate Thursday games. I hate them. But that's just me. And they're gonna wring this towel so dry. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I'm not big. The coaching staffs. I'm not a big Terrell Austin fan at all. I don't know. Look at. I don't know. I think he was 2-5. I think I think he was 2-5.
No, I think Afton's spot on. I'd rather these preseason games. You don't see a lot of number ones. There was talk of
I think Tomlin's got a higher IQ than 68.
Oh, we're still talking about Tomlin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just reading the chat here. Timmons was a great pick. 2-4. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was 2-5. So yeah. No, I don't think there was too many players from that. Timmons was a good dude. Yeah. Oh.
George T with spitting facts.
Hey, Neil O'Donnell. Look,
yeah, that team.
Look, Neil O'Donnell going to the Chicago game. I think the Steelers were 3-5, and they turned the season around.
Yeah, they were. So I don't know, guys. It's what. So we're looking at the first game being the 7th. We're 58 days away.
Yeah, there's every game. Every game means something. Every game.
58 days away. 48. I don't know. I think 2 months away. It's coming. This isn't January where we're just kind of like waiting to find out exactly what's going to happen in the draft. The team is rosters set. They just got to pencil in who's going to make the team. We'll find that out in Latrobe.
Yeah.
And then preseason. I think the biggest question of preseason, Bubba, is and you say this before, who's going to be the number 2 receiver, and who's going to be the punter? That's the
right. The punter, that's going to be a competition, and the number 2 receiver as of right now is Calvin Austin, but I don't think Calvin Austin is number 2. I think they could probably get somebody, and they could still sign TJ Watt and get somebody else as a receiver. Give me Cooper. I'll take Cooper. Wait. Ike Taylor was he just couldn't catch an interception.
That's all right.
Yeah. He was. I mean, he wasn't bad. He just couldn't catch an interception.
Neil just doesn't want to come to Pittsburgh. Yeah, 80s was a rough time. 90s had some flashes of.
Well, in the 80s, you had to compete with, it was more the NFC was the dominating team in the 80s. In the 80s for the Super Bowls, I mean, Chicago and the 49ers and the Giants. I mean, the Steelers weren't, they weren't.
And blue is not green, Bubba. Blue's not green.
Blue is not green. Blue is not green. Blue is not green. I think you're allowed to be, though. I think football is Australia's number one sport. I think, right? Or is it the ray gun? The ray gun reset. Oh, that's what I need. I wish we had one. We need a ray gun reset, but I don't know how to do that.
Well, what we'll do is we could bring up, Mason Rudolph pictures. Bubba's immersed in the chat.
Oh, I'm just trying to get everybody to be.
Oh, you don't have to get everybody, Bubba.
Dude, Mike, see you later. You need to pump your brakes. Sorry, buddy. Bye-bye. I fucking banned him. He was fucking me off. So I don't know who he was. So. Sorry, Mark. I know you can handle yourself, but that guy was being a douchebag. How about it, Shane?
I let anybody talk. I just ignore it. So they can chat all they want. I'm just not going to read stuff after a certain point. But, Well,
I didn't. I was just reading it, and all of a sudden I hit it, and I'm like, shit.
But.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just. Tell me about tomorrow's show. What's
I don't. Well, tomorrow's show is going to be about the franchises, but I really want to see Superman.
I was too.
I just.
Maybe we should just go see Superman and talk about it Friday.
Yeah. I got to get my yard mowed.
The drive-in has Superman, and then the second movie is F1.
F1? What's F1?
That's that racing movie that
Oh.
About.
So. Oh. Okay. Well. Oh, I'm 12 minutes over. I'm going to have to edit this.
Yeah. Well, the first 55 minutes was a banger, and then it kind of went out like a wet fart.
Well, I mean, I just I was trying to do the whatever because people actually had good questions.
Corey Davis is.
Where's Corey's at?
At 12.
Right here?
At 10-12, yeah. So Aussie rules is number 1, cricket 2, soccer 3, basketball 4, NFL's 5.
Well, hey.
Rapidly.
Well, we're an international podcast, so we like all people from all over. So, Mike, no offense, go fuck yourself. I mean, stay classy, fucker. I don't know. I'm just not used to. I'm confrontational. So, I mean, that's how I do it at work. You know what I mean? Like, I really like to rip people up and verbally assault them because I'll go in my fucking Roddy Piper mode and. You know what I mean? You think you got the answers. I changed the questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question before we get out of here. Okay, what's your question? Okay. I think I'm caught up now.
Oh, yeah, you're caught up.
Yeah, I'm caught up. Well, we had a lot of stuff. I mean, people are typing. I want to get people's typing, but then it just,
Yeah, it's the only podcast where we will definitely acknowledge everything in the chat, and I hope you guys don't mind.
Rogers. I'm Rogers.
Yeah.
You know what? Rogers, Metcalf, all the rookies.
I say the running back. I want to see Ramsey. I want to see exactly what the big hype is. There's game film and all that stuff. You can watch that, but I want to see him in black and gold. Same with Ron. There's a lot. There's so many new bodies, new people.
Yep.
I want to see these new Steelers what they can do. And then the preseason game, I have never been excited about preseason football, but I'm excited about preseason.
I always like to watch preseason because I like to see people that you're not going to be, they're not starting, but they're trying to fight for the team, and that's what I like to see. And that's why I like 4 games.
Now, I'm going to ask you this. Chat, answer me. We're over time, but oh well.
That's okay. I can edit.
My son had 7-on-7 today. If you're watching 7-on-7, what would you take out of that?
If you're
Not
watching 7
quarterback play, but like receivers, would receivers and defensive backs, would you take more from that, or actually the quarterback? Quarterback's not really getting pressured. It's like a count they do.
Well, he's going to be accurate.
Yeah. 7-on-7 today.
7-on-7 receivers and probably defensive backs.
Yeah. In honor.
Yeah, because that's all franchises. We don't need thumbnails for that. We'll just talk.
No, I do have a list, but I don't know what you want to do with that. So we'll see.
Well, we only got 5.
Yeah.
List. Yeah. So, okay, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. I didn't know it was going to get like, it's going to get a little testy there. We had an international conflict here.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I didn't know.
Does that make me a traitor though? Because I took the side of an Australian.
Thing. I don't know Australians were that controversial. Really, they're
I'm God damn. I guess I'm an American traitor. I took the side of the Australian.
No, they don't bother anything. They're on that island. They don't bother anybody.
Fucking Australians don't even bother anybody. Like, Mark is the nicest guy. Yeah. Just because he likes Tomlin, fucking people get all bent out of shape.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Tomlin's polarizing.
I guess. Fuck, we haven't seen Burns in months, so there you go. Oh, God, I just said his name.
He came to your, he's like Beetlejuice. He came to
he came to the wrestling show.
So, Don, thank you. Great show.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
No, he's blocked just for the show. He could come back.
I seen Afton said that she blocked him, and I was like, you know what? I just look. I didn't like how he was coming off.
Yeah,
I know Mark can handle himself, and I know that. But Mark's in the chat, just fucking, just typing, and the guy's just being like, look. You can be a Steeler fan in any country you want to be. That's why the Steelers are international everywhere. So, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. This is my challenge card that I think Mark is a bigger fan. Maybe not. You had season tickets for years, but he's definitely a bigger fan than me because Mark has been to more Steelers games than me, and he spends more money going to see the Steelers.
Well, we just signed Mark for 3 more years. But also too, Mark does a Steeler podcast. Like what the fuck? Like, come on, man. Like, you're not going to bash a fucking guy for his love of the Steelers, no matter what. You know what I mean? Now, I you just can't. Like, I'm honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna put up with it on a show, and I'm not gonna put up with it in life. I like Mark, and I think Mark is a cool motherfucker, and he's allowed to fucking like who he likes, and you're not going to disbarge him and disrespect him because he's from another country. It just ain't happening, So that's just.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Don. Talked about sharding. And you know what? Hey, you talk about air conditioners. Talk about subs. Buy low, the grocery stores going under. I mean, this is important stuff. Who gives a shit about freaking, who's coaching the Steelers as long as we get to see them play every Sunday, right?
I don't know. Well, God bless you. God bless you.
We salute.
We salute you, Mark.
All Steelers fans.
Akadaka. Got to go get a burger.
Yeah, Corey included. And
Corey, we love you. Thank you. From Melbourne. Look, man, we are 2 guys from Western Pennsylvania that just talk and just talk and just talk.
Doug P., Carlo, Roberta.
It's coming, brother.
I miss anybody,
we're gonna get a super chat.
David.
And when we get a super chat, we're not gonna do fireworks. We're gonna do Steely McBeam. Hey guys, thank you for the money.
I'm gonna do it. An AI Steely McBeam with a big foam.
Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to come up with a video when we get like super chats, and if they give money, maybe I do a fucking hula skirt and I do the fucking hula dance.
With the skirt on.
I'll have 2 fucking coconuts. Thanks for giving us money.
No, do one of you twerking.
Oh, I'll pull my back out.
No, it's gonna be AI.
Oh, AI? Okay. I like
Twerk.
Oh shit. Oh my God. We went over yesterday. We went over tonight. Well, we're gearing up for the 24 hours markathon. So I gotta get this comment off because when I So hey everybody, thank you. Yeah, on the last note, signed TJ Watt. And hey guys, we do appreciate you guys tuning in, coming on the show, giving your Steeler knowledge and being a part of the show, and seeing me and Shane and Mark on Tuesday nights. We'll be back tomorrow on the Triple B experience where we talk pulp culture. And if you're a Steeler fan from other country, you're allowed to come on and, talk pulp culture too. So it is, well, thank you. I'm not dressing up in a hula skirt and fucking coconuts. I'm not doing that. I dressed up one time as Mimi from the Drew Carey show for Halloween. I did. And you know what? Burns was Drew Carey. Yeah, that was funny. So, okay, Shane. Hey, Shane, tomorrow night, what time is your show tomorrow, Shane?
8, and we're just going to be talking about how do they rate these players for video games. We're going to talk about that.
Oh, if you guys like college football, West Virginia college football, subscribe to Shane's show tomorrow at 8:00.
Yeah, I took a few months off, and I'm still hurting for content. I did the Magic 8 Ball on Monday.
Man, that's funny. So, right. Okay, guys, Shane, I'll see you tomorrow. Good luck on your show tomorrow. And everybody, thank you, guys. And we'll see you next Wednesday on Steelers Dynasty Podcast, episode 63, because this is 62. We're getting up there. So we almost got 420. So, guys, good night. And we'll see you. Have a great weekend if I don't see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, Shane.
Peace out, chat. Peace out, Bubba.